Tim.
We're doing our true tip of the week. Today's tip of the week is the pros and cons of investing in 2026.
All right, so we'll start with the pros, and that's that you have choice. So we're seeing a lot more inventory than we've been seeing in previous years. That means that you can go and look around. You have options. You're not stuck in multiple offers, and you've got time. You've got time and choice.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of the pros because we dealt with this, especially earlier on in 2025. We didn't have choice. We actually had to go out there and just show a property and then put an offer in. And then we had to overpay for it because it went into multiple offers. And that is the second pro, is that there is a possibility to get good deals. We're actually getting amazing deals just lately over Christmas. We've been buying properties over $100,000 below the city assessment. And you might be sitting there saying, well, you know what? How are you getting these deals? You have to be patient. You have to run the numbers. We do all of that for our clients, and making money on the way in ensures that you're going to have a successful investment and you'll be able to refinance that money, add value, do the BRRRR, and then take that money out and go again. So we love that you'll be able to get deals going into 2026.
Another pro of 2026 is we're going to have lower interest rates than we've seen in the past 2, 3, 4 years. Rates have come down over the past 3 years. They're not as low as they were in the middle of the pandemic, but they're quite low. I mean, the bank rate's 2.25. That's super low compared to, our average in the last 10, 20 years. So the low interest rates are going to be a really, really good sign for investors in 2026.
Yeah, and talking about interest rates and mortgages, one other little factor that could be on the pro side is that the COVID mortgages are finally wrapping up this year, meaning all of those mortgages that had, we call in Australia honeymoon rates, so those 2.2% interest rates, they come due right now or this year, and we're even seeing our investors calling us saying, hey, I might even offload this property this year. It's not going to cash flow. So that's going to bring more inventory on, which is going to help investors 100%.
Okay, it's not all rosy. Carly, what are some of the cons of investing this year?
Some cons could be that there is quite a bit of inventory for rentals, so it may take you longer to rent out a rental than it has historically in the past. But if you're working with us, then we prep you for that. So it's just a matter of patience.
Yeah, and what I love about Calgary Real Estate Wealth is we do give you the pros and the cons. And talking about inventory, what that does is it definitely lowers your expectations or lowers the landlord's expectations on the rents we were getting. In some cases, we've seen, say, basement suites go from $1,500 a month all the way now to $1,100 a month. So you really have to factor in your numbers when it comes to cash flow. And we always say your property has to be cash flowing. We have no problem finding you cash flowing properties, even going into 2026, but we're very, very strict on where we're buying, what types of property, and understanding what returns we're going to get.
And another con about investing in 2026 is some of the sellers' expectations are still very, very high. They're still expecting us to be in the market of 2023, 2024, where everything goes into multiple offers. Houses sell over list quite a bit. But even though they have those expectations, that's not the reality in 2026. In 2026, we won't have that, multiple offer situation on every single property. It's going to be a pretty flat market, a regular real estate market, and it's going to be really to the advantage of real estate investors.
Yeah. So if you are thinking of investing in 2026, we still think it's a great time. What's really, really cool about Calgary right now is we've seen the market peak. We've seen what peak rents could do. We could see what property prices can do. And what we love about that is that the market has already proven that it can get there. And when we see that, we know it's going to come back. Now, we don't know when. We don't know if it'll be this year. But as you can see from the pros and cons, that it's a good time to buy. You don't want to buy when it's crazy. So you can get in, get a good deal, and even cash flow in today's market if you're buying a property through us. and make it win-win. That is our crew tip of the week. If it's your first tip, subscribe to Crew TV. We've got maybe 100 or 200 tips of the week on there. We do one every week. We've been doing it for many years. Subscribe so you don't miss out on our future tips.